ever wanted to be an intense heal over time healer, with a burst of healing and some damage. Many of you are well aware of a Grove Ranger by now, but this aims to satiate the appetite of both completely new players to this healing archetype and older players who just want to see a more healing-focused variation of this build. Grove Rangers are a seemingly hot commodity now in terms of versatility and mobility. Our healing cannot be silenced, as it is considered a hunter's ability, so we are free to use Blooming Shot during any moment where enemies may cast silence. That alone is a huge advantage over some healers out there. Our biggest heals are Healing Touch and Blooming Shot. But let's go over some things that we should utilize as a Grove Ranger. If you are new to a Grove Ranger, please look closely at what I am about to show you. Medicinal Sting should be one of your choices for your slotted skill card. It is considered a core ability for a Grove Ranger. Ignore the slotted cards I have myself, as Selena wasn't actually supposed to end up being my main character. The performance of Grove Ranger was so fun that I ended up getting all of her abilities mostly through scroll farming. Medicinal Sting is considered a hunter's shot that uses the same modifiers as Serpent Sting. This means everything Serpent Sting benefits from, Medicinal Sting also benefits from. What it does is apply a healing over time effect to the monster you are facing in battle. Only one target can have it, the debuff, and it contributes a lot to your healing for the party. Grove Medicine buff that you're seeing is also part of the core kit that greatly enhances Medicinal Sting. Medicinal Sting alone is nice, but what really puts it together is Blooming Shot. Let's look at Blooming Shot. Blooming Shot is considered your burst heal. You aim it and click to launch a medium-ranged area of effect heal that counts as nature healing to whoever is touched by the landing shot. It also gives a buff to those as well, giving your Medicinal Sting a 40% increase in healing. This hunter skill can also trigger procs, such as Blessing of the Divines or Ancestral Healing. We'll look at those later on. For now, let's go over this second required skill to be a Grove Ranger healer. Blooming Shot charges up its power when you do not use it, giving you Nature's Power, a buff that increases Blooming Shot's power by a whopping 200% in damage and healing, and 40% less mana used. Early Grove Rangers will absolutely have mana issues, so this can be useful for those just starting this build. Now then, with both Medicinal Sting, which can be buffed and modified with Serpent Sting, and Blooming Shot, which can be buffed with Arcane Shot modifiers, let's look at the simple starting point as a Grove Ranger. Let's see what Medicinal Sting and Blooming Shot together looks like. Just like my first Grove Ranger video. Let's go over the summary of this build I use. I've gained a ton of knowledge since the last update, and one thing I can tell you: don't listen to everyone when it comes to attempting to do content. I was told that my Grove Ranger could never do Mythic 40, yet not only was I able to do it with no deaths, but it was surprisingly fluid and easy once I corrected things I didn't like about the last build variation. This was long overdue for an update, And although anyone can inspect now to see others' builds, without any knowledge of what you're doing, it's pointless. So let's begin. Grove Ranger talent is a key component to being a Grove Ranger. Medicinal Sting and Blooming Shot contribute to gaining a reduction in cast time with Healing Touch and Regrowth. Grove Ranger got a small buff that makes our Healing Touch heal 2 party members. If used with this, the secondary Healing Touch heals for less, but serves as a built-in overgrowth talent, which spreads nature healing at 30% to whoever is lowest in health. I believe Healing Touch gives the full heal now since recently. Still, it heals 2 people when empowered by Grove Ranger. You'll absolutely want to get Grove Ranger talent to synergize with your healing abilities, to eliminate the cast time of them, as well as always have its buff by simply using Blooming Shot and Medicinal Sting when needed. Let's look at some experimental talents I'm testing out for fun. My core kit at level 60 was already good enough for content inside Burning Crusade dungeons. These are just for testing out, but still useful. One experimental talent I want to test is Rampant Regrowth. With my core skills already fleshed out pretty well at level 60, the level cap of 70 has extended my abilities and talents to try out some things I otherwise wouldn't have wanted to try, with only so many skill slots available. I cast Regrowth more than Healing Touch if the content isn't hard or the tank isn't squishy. I have a talent that spreads Regrowth's healing over time effect, and I want to see how well that does with Spell Haste. Remember, our Regrowth and Healing Touch are instant cast spells when we have enough Grove Ranger stacks available to us. All in all, I haven't gotten all my gear replaced for Mythic, but I might see if the Mana Storms offer that with scroll farming. Rampant Rejuvenation is another experimental role I'm going to try. I am a heavy heal over time-based Grove Ranger, and I'd like to see how this does when doing higher content. Photosynthesis is actually quite strong. It allows me to have a chance to make Life Bloom heal a party member on repeat. Way better than Blessing of Divine since the nerf to it. And it also can save party members randomly, should they fall low and get a tick of this talent. It's like having a small fairy help you heal when things are getting dicey. Very efficient with fire champions, Grove Medicine is a core skill, as it greatly boosts the healing potential of Medicinal Sting. Ever Living is super powerful for me, as it makes Swift Mend heal way more than normal, and at max stacks, doesn't consume anything at all when used. This is an advanced feature of my build, and requires you understand how stacks work. I do not use a weak aura to keep track of any of this. Rejuvenating Swiftness goes hand in hand with my use of Swift Mend, and allows me to get a niche buff based on using Swift Mend. You can exchange this for something else if you wish, but I use this currently in my build. Frenzied Growth is useful to me for getting some good heal over times off, with the drawback of less party members healed from Wild Growth. I find myself enjoying the increased healing on party members, even if it heals less people. The Natural Order. Is this one of the new talents? Casting arcane damaging spells increases the power of nature damage. Casting nature damaging spells increase the power of arcane damage. Wow, that's super cool. Blooming Shot is considered nature and arcane, so this works to trigger both effects when you shoot your Blooming Shot. Blooming Shot benefits from arcane shot modifiers, arcane damage, and nature damage modifiers. Evergreen ensures that Life Bloom stays on party members, or the tank, if I focus on the tank only. and photosynthesis keeps triggering with this. It's a super powerful ability that I hope doesn't get nerfed. I really hate nerfs. Arcane Infusion is simply for the critical strike increase for Blooming Shot, as Blooming Shot uses arcane shot mods. Oh, and some damage too. Missile Barrage isn't much help with this build, but comes with it. This is one of my powerful ultimate abilities. I can summon a handful of mini healers to do my bidding and help heal the party, or raid with Trents from the forest. Was there always a nerf when used with Guardians of the Grove? Regardless, this gives me more of that healing help when I call upon the forest for help. I will die on this hill, but my Earth Elemental has saved the tank and the party too many times to let this go. Usually if the tank is overrun or makes a mistake that could cost them, this drags aggro off them and soaks damage until the situation can be reversed. This one is debatable for me. I am not a fan of the damage proc talents, but it does help with clear times and killing things faster. It's not like I need more healing talents, so this one has been with me even at level 70. This is considered a core for keeping your mana in good standing, and should be paired with another talent to ensure you have a good mana pool at all times. It was nerfed when the Burning Crusade arrived, but it is still very useful in keeping your mana up. Here is the nerf I was speaking of. It's been watered down a bit, but this used to be the best in keeping mana up. It still is, but not as good as before. You'll need to be mindful of that. I would still take this as a Grove Ranger paired with the last talent if you rewind. Casting Swift Mend makes it so we can get those trees out to help us heal if we need it. An overall awesome bonus to have this, if you use Trents with Guardians of the Grove. And as you can see, this is the famous Guardians of the Grove. They make it so our tree summons can heal, but not attack. They can heal while you're stunned or trapped in ice, or disabled so long as you do not die. They use your healing spells as well. This is a core ability, and the reason Grove Rangers use agility for gear, even though we are spirit. It gives a good dosage of attack power, which further enhances our hunter shots, and healing with Blooming Shot. It is, in my opinion, absolutely required. This is an advanced feature of this build. Living Seeds, for me, means more healing over time, which means more nature healing that can proc Life Bloom, as well as empower my Bloom spell. This gives us more healing power. With our attack power, I haven't found many items in Burning Crusade that supports Grove Rangers, but this is still a very good talent to have, in my opinion, as you'll always want attack power as a Grove Ranger. This powers up your Blooming Shot by up to 60%. It's extremely helpful to have. Free combo points every time you use Blooming Shot, which can allow you to use Meditate or any other combo ability you might want to use. I personally use this for Meditate uptime. I spent so many scrolls before Burning Crusade to roll this, only for them to give Grove Rangers a built-in overflow. Now this one feels useless, even though it rolled as soon as they buffed Grove Rangers' healing touch. Seed of Life makes it so that everyone is always having a heal over time on them. And with my regrowth, it means more chances to proc photosynthesis. I can also heal with Bloom for an extra heal on the tank, or everyone who has my Seed of Life on them. This is an advanced move that you need to be aware of. Who has Seeds of Life on them? With Blooming Power, everyone should have a seed on them. I'm not much a fan of this anymore, but it does help deal damage. I'd rather double down on healing or enhancing blooming shot lately. It's good to have, though. It deals damage on a procs, and adds a bit to our damage. Righteous Zealot isn't a bad talent, as it contributes to healing the party, as well as doing some damage. It's pretty decent to help out in little ways. I'd take it if you roll it. Blessing of Divines has been nerfed pretty badly now, only prosing at 10%, rather than the 35% it used to do. It's almost barely noticeable now, but is still okay to have in helping with healing. The damage reduction has also been nerfed. Nerfs never feel great. It's okay, this talent. Adds some damage, but isn't the best in the world. This isn't half bad. Contributes more damage to your abilities. Same as the others, it's not needed, but it's not bad either. Ah, yes. Blooming growth. Now this is super useful, and it is a great help to my healing. I am almost always critical healing, and this just spreads regrowth to others, while helping with Seed of Life and procking Life Bloom. It's amazing, once you learn how it works. This ensures I crit with regrowth, and it also gives me spell haste. Overall, a great synergy with all the things linked. This gives a bit of a boost to a few of the spells I use by a little, and every little bit helps keeping the party alive. More attack power based on stamina can never go wrong, especially if you take care to raise your stamina due to fire champions. Every time I crit heal with a nature spell, more healing happens. Maybe we should demonstrate it after I show everything in this video. Revitalize keeps the party going with spontaneous energy, rage, and surprise mana. It's rather neat to add to the grand scheme of things. This actually adds up to a lot of damage per second, with how much blooming shot area of effect you'll be doing. I recommend this one. Every healer should have an anti-curse or debuff remover, as some debuffs can cripple a party member, or is downright needed in some encounters. Don't neglect that duty as a healer. This offers 2 talents, the bottom part being a talent card alone. So I have this for both effects. It has Life Bloom increased healing, Rejuvenation the ability to critically hit, and Haste. I recommend this talent. Grove Ranger's damage has been nerfed, but I still have this its use in damage contribution. Critical hit is never a bad thing. More attack power, which helps with our healing, and we stack agility. Need I say more? This gives Blooming Shot a critical strike boost, good for more healing. Footsteps light, mossy ground. A slight boost in healing power, based on intellect. We might can replace this eventually. A healing touch buff. We only use healing touch for our bigger heals. More nature healing buffs for our kit. I recommend this. I like stacking agility, and this helps a bit. And plus, I get some intelligence to boot. 5% more crit chance. It helps trigger my Blooming Growth talent. But otherwise, I just got it for the critical chance increase. This is supposed to give mana back, but I never notice it doing its thing. I might drop this later on if I need a talent slot. Now this one helps out Blooming Shot when it crits. I'd keep it. Meditate gives me mana on the go, all the time, with Blooming Shot giving me combo points with compound power. A buff that gives agility, need I say more? Every healer needs this weapon enchant. It gives up even more healing on the party that is much needed. This has been the greatest lay of hands, but faster cooldown spell you could have. Sacrifices your life with the tank's life, giving the tank a full heal, while leaving you with what the tank had left over. Efflorescence gives a boost to our healing, as well as a healing over time effect. With a 1-minute cooldown, it's a nice little heal to have on hand for hard fights. Your guardians use it too. I used to never really use this. Now I use it all the time with all the talents that boost its power. Your guardians use this as well when summoned. Abolish Disease is really useful in some fights, as it will constantly try to remove disease effects while you heal. I enjoy these over the single-use versions. Okay, so have you ever taken a friend shopping and they buy something they absolutely do not need? The greater elementals, aside from Earth Elemental, are those things I do not need. I simply love having them out. They do nothing for this build aside from taking up my ability slots. And eventually, when I get enough scrolls, one of them has to go for a tremor totem. I used to use this for my combo points when Meditate was up already. Since this video recording, I now am trying to get Wraith with Soul Siphon for some extra healing. Whichever combo point skill you want is up to you. These summons are not used as much since Burning Crusade, but I still keep them for the theme. They do heal me when they deal damage, so maybe for the mana storms? A core ability. Refer to the start of the video to see how it works with Blooming Shot. Banshee Wail is still used. It's very helpful in area of effect fear, and healing you if you took damage. It will save you most of the time, until the tank gets aggro back. This skill is temporary for now. With gear from Classic obsolete, the spell power and hit helps me remain hit capped. Spirit of the Forest was buffed recently. It now gives 3 stacks of life bloom when used, which is a huge buff for photosynthesis. Highly recommend this ability. I used to use this for mana, but it has been replaced. A core ability, and our biggest heal. These are slower moving guardians that deal damage over time. It can be used back to back with our tree spirits. A free area of effect. Heal with regrowth and blooming growth talent. Useful for some rapid healing for the party with seeds. Beacon of Light makes it so we can double down on healing whoever we target with this. It's rather nice to have to heal more party, or double heal the tank. Chimera Shot is a core ability. It matches with our Medicinal Sting to give an area of effect heal to the party. When you use it on a target with Medicinal Sting, very nice free area of effect heal. Swift Mend is an amazing heal with regrowth when you want to go ahead and heal twice on the tank, or a party member who has a regrowth or rejuvenation. It also speeds up my tree spirits and Spirit of the Forest. Force of Nature is powerful. It calls forth pets that will heal for you if you've taken Guardians of the Grove. Otherwise, they engage in melee and serve as a small damage boost. Wild Growth is a core ability. It allows us to heal for a decent amount on the spot, and is empowered by the Grove Ranger talent. Frenzied Growth gives it a big boost of healing for a smaller size party heal. Brings back a dead party member. All healers should have one type of resurrection spell. I had this for fun, but it's not needed at all. Life Bloom is a core ability, and with photosynthesis, you can expect to get extra healing done if luck is on your side. Do not sleep on this amazing healing spell. All healers need a cleanse or debuff remover. Tremor Totem is a must in Burning Crusade, as some monsters charm players. Healing Touch is a core ability and is amazing on Grove Ranger. It heals instantly with Grove stacks and heals another party member. If used with Grove stacks, it is the best single target heal if the tank takes big damage. Regrowth should always been up on the tank, and with Blooming Growth the party will also have Regrowth on them. Regrowth is a core ability for Grove Ranger. Abolish Curse attempts to remove curses on a party member for a few seconds. Great for when enemies spam curses. I feel like they nerfed Earth Elemental Totem in HP, but I haven't checked to see. Still, this guy has saved me countless times when the tank fails to protect me on added spawns of monsters. It's a buff for spell power. I keep it because buffs help the party. This was nerfed recently, and I got rid of it. It's fun to have. But I now have Prayer of Mending instead. I dropped this too, but it's not bad to have. With all of that being said, and on display, let's see how a Grove Ranger performs in a Mythic dungeon, despite the heavy nerfs.
Morning dew sparkles like tiny stars. Nature's whispers and all scars. Hands reach out to the ancient bark. Trees stand tall in the misty dark. Birds sing secrets as I tread slow. In the sacred place, my heart does glow. Walking through the forest, cool and calm. Every leaf and every tree, a soothing balm. Morning dew, a gentle kiss on my toes. In this wild embrace, my spirit grows. Sunlight teases through a shrouded haze. Golden rays ignite the amber maze. Each breath a poem, each step a song. In this tranquil world, I belong. Whispers of the wind, a soft embrace. Leaves rustle secrets in this quiet place. Barefoot on the earth, I feel alive. In the forest's heart.
Baby, jelly beans and licorice lies. Yeah,
across the street. Baby, bubblegum and caramel dreams. Yeah, in a world where sweets are born. Yeah, sweet, sweet baby, candy coated kiss tonight. Girl, every taste makes love appear. Yeah, peppermint path so nice. Baby, confectionery fireworks in the sky. Yeah, peppermint path so nice. Baby, confectionery fireworks in the sky. Mm, sweet baby, in the land of endless trees. Yeah, yeah, sugary wonders never cheat. Sweet love, candy coated kiss tonight. Yeah, baby, every taste makes love appear. Sweet, sweet baby, candy coated kiss tonight. Girl, every taste makes love appear. Yeah, baby, every taste makes love appear. Sweet, sweet baby, candy coated kiss tonight. Girl, every taste makes love appear. Sweet little love, candy coated kiss tonight. Yeah, baby, every taste makes love appear.
We use agility as our desired stat. With Grove Ranger's agility, we gain attack power, which helps our blooming shot do good healing as well as some damage. Although it doesn't do nearly as much before the nerfs. Find gear with attack power and agility, and you should notice an increase in your healing. Hippocratic Oath also helps boost healing with our desire for attack power, so have that as well. Gems can be hit rating, or agility, or attack power, whichever you need the most of. The more agility, the more attack power. Raw attack power is nice too. I hope you enjoyed this one. There were multiple changes made in game while I was making this, but showing that Grove Ranger is still good was the goal of this video, as well as helping those start as a Grove Ranger. If you look at my hotkeys, you'll see I took Controlled Storm to gain mana every 35 seconds. With the nerfs to mana regains now, this felt needed until I can find better options. It works like a charm for now. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in game hopefully.